Okay, everyone, welcome today to this Kurmasana class, a class where we're going to prepare to get into Tortoise Pose, a nice inward facing pose. So let's start standing, hands to heart center, take a couple deep breaths. On an inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, tuck your right hand behind your back as you lean over to the left. You might gaze up if that's okay for the neck. Inhale, bring both arms up. And exhale, let's lean over towards your left. Full inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down into your forward fold. Feet can be about hip distance apart. Let's inhale to come up halfway, gaze forward, and exhale, go ahead and take it into a fold. You might pedal out the legs. So our thing to be careful of today is if you have any back issues, this might not be the class for you today if your doctor or physical therapist or chiropractor does not recommend forward folds for your spine. So you can dangle or hold on to opposing elbows. Just try to relax the back of the neck while you're here. And we want to keep at least a little bend in the knees. It might be a big bend. Just to stay active through the thighs, and I'm not trying to hyperextend the legs. You can feel the feet in the mat. Let's take our inhale to lift up halfway, gaze forward, and exhale. We're just going to walk the hands over to the right ankle. You can grab the back of the heel with the hands. Try to, again, stay soft through the back of the neck. So you can bend that right knee as you straighten out the left, maybe even pushing the left hip back a little bit to get a little bit more of a stretch in the side body, the side waist. And on an inhale, we're just going to come up halfway once again, fingertips to the floor or to the shins, and exhale. Here we go over to the left. So now you can bend the left knee and maybe you straighten out the right a little bit. And we just want to notice what the mind does when we take a little bit of time, when we get a little bit more introspective. And if the mind is busy, that's okay. That's what we're here for, just to try to make a little bit of space between the thoughts. We want to get present. Take your next inhale to slowly come back to center. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant your left hand down. And we're going to inhale, reaching the right arm up. So you can keep that bend in the left knee. Try to stay nice and long through the back of the neck. You might want to bring your right hand behind the lower back just to gently open that shoulder. And you can come on to the fingertips if that helps you to get a little bit more length in the spine. Exhale, gently drop the right hand down, but stay long through the entire back body. Bend the right knee, and inhale, we'll lift up through the left arm. So you can stay here, gently opening the shoulder, or go ahead and take a bind behind the lower back. So yeah, the palm will face outward. The back of the hand will be touching possibly the lower back, or maybe even the inner thigh, depending on your flexibility today. And we'll gently exhale, come back to center, take it into your fold. Inhale halfway and exhale. Now let's go ahead and step back to the top of our push-up. Engage the bandhas and lower down or halfway down, elbows in. Inhale, up dog or cobra, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale into your first downward facing dog. So go ahead and pedal out the legs if that feels good. Maybe you lift one leg. Try to spread out through all 10 fingers. Middle finger can face forward or a little bit outward. And find some length through the back of the neck and the whole spine. You can plant your left foot in the center of the mat and take an inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward, and we're going to take it into a high lunge. So you can stay low through the front thigh if that's all right. Maybe you reach your arms up. You can get a little bit of a back bend. And exhale, we'll plant the hands. Step all the way back into your three-legged dog once again, just to re-stretch out through that hip. And exhale, now you'll step the right foot a little bit more towards the center as you inhale, kicking the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, raise up through the arms. Try to, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Staying powerful through the back leg. Just warming up the body a little bit here. Keep the breath nice and long. And exhale, go ahead and step it all the way back again into your three-legged dog. And coming back into your downward facing dog. Exhale, step walk or float the feet forward. Inhale, halfway, get the length. And exhale into your fold. Inhale, let's take a chair pose. So go ahead and bend the knees as you lift the arms. And if you're not breathing fully, maybe your legs are a little bit more straight, or you can drop your hands down to the hips. You do want to try to see your toes peeping out from beyond the knees, and just stay nice and neutral through the hips. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, Samastiti, hands back to the heart, coming inward. Breathe. Inhale, lift up through the arms, maybe a back bend. Exhale, swan dive back into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway to lift. And exhale, step or hop back to your push-up. Shift forward and lower down. Inhale, point the toes, up dog. And exhale, back into your down dog. Hips go up and way back. All right, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, take the right knee towards the right elbow, tuck it in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward, getting ready again for that high lunge. So inhale, lift up through the arms. And this time, exhale, go ahead and take a bind with the hands behind the back, or you can grab the forearms or just have the hands on the hips. Inhale, lift through the chest, and exhale, you can either reach your chest onto the front thigh or go ahead and dip to the inside of the front thigh for that humble warrior. So it might feel a little bit easier for your balance if your back heel is down, but if you can take it into a lunge, you can do that as well. And just try to squeeze the shoulder blades, try to relax the head. It's a bowling ball here. All right, release the hands. Let's take an inhale, just come to the fingertips to the floor. And exhale, straighten out that front leg for a modified pyramid pose. So you can flex through the front foot, lengthen the spine, really try to draw the nose towards the toes. And try to take the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Breathe here. We're trying to keep the hips even with each other. I know it gets a little awkward sometimes here. And exhale, let's bend the front knee. And we're going to step it all the way back into a three-legged dog. So, I mean, if you want to take vinyasas here, you can. And come back into your down dog. All right, breathe. Bandhas are engaged. Breath is long. Drishti is behind you. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, kick it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, we step it forward. All right, feel nice and planted through that front foot. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, take a bind. And go ahead and just switch thumbs if you took the usual way. Inhale, lift through the chest. And exhale, chest rests on the thigh or to the inside of the thigh. All right, so yeah, stay powerful through that back leg. Try to stay soft through the upper body. And I know the hips are going to try to get really uneven here. They will a little bit, but really try to keep them a little bit in line with each other. All right, exhale, release your hands. Inhale up to the fingertips, fingertips to the floor. And exhale, straighten out that front knee. So you might be pulling your left hip back a little bit to keep the hips in line here in this version. And all the same things apply. Really trying to stay long through the spine, through the back of the neck. Drishti, your soft gaze is at the big toe. The point of the drishti is to get inward. All right, exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, step it back to three-legged dog, re-stretching out. And exhale, down dog. All right, breathe here. And let's exhale, take the knees to the mat wide for a child's pose balasana. So you can be up on your fingertips. You can relax your forearms down. If this hurts your shoulders, just go ahead and bend the elbows. And breathe. Let yourself feel your body here. Let yourself feel the mat. And just notice the thoughts that come and just try to let them go. All right, inhale, lift up through your table pose. And exhale back into your down dog, hips up and back. On your exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, root into your feet as you rise up, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands back to the heart, Samastiti. All right, let's take a big inhale to step wide to the right, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, lean back, open the heart, and exhale, just hinge at the hips, bringing the hands down under your shoulders. Inhale, halfway to lift, and exhale, fold it in, trying to get the heels of the hands back in line with the heels of the feet. And your toes are all pointing either to the side of the mat or maybe a little bit inward. So here again, you're going to try to bring the shoulders up away from the ears and relax all the way through the back of the neck. If your head is reaching the floor too much, then just bring your feet a little bit closer together. So Prasarita Padottanasana, letter A. Inhale up to the fingertips, lift halfway, gaze forward. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale all the way back up, lean back, gaze up if the neck allows it. Exhale, neutral spine. All right, we're going to keep the hands on the hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Again, we're trying to keep little bend in the knees, and we're just going to try to really reach the elbows towards each other. I feel like this might be the most difficult one because the elbows, I know they really want to come apart from each other. So think of squeezing the shoulder blades together, lengthening again, relaxing the back of the neck, all the facial muscles. We're going to try to keep the hips over the heels, so maybe the weight is going a little bit more forward into the balls of the feet. All right, inhale, we're going to come all the way back up, lean back. Exhale, neutral spine. All right, inhale, reach your arms out to a T. Exhale, grab your hands behind the back. Inhale, lift up, open that heart. And exhale, hinge forward here. Same thing, squeezing the shoulder blades. You are trying to get your palms towards each other. We might have the hands off of the lower back. It doesn't matter if they are or aren't. You do want to be very safe with the shoulders. Root into your feet. Inhale, lift all the way back up. Squeeze shoulder blades, lift heart. And exhale to a neutral spine. Relax your mind. Maybe shake it out. Inhale, arms come to a T. Exhale, hands to hips. Once again, for letter D. Inhale, lean back. And exhale, hinge forward. Just hinging at the hips. No pulling at the lower back. And we're going to grab the toes, big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. And exhale, here's where you're going to gently pull yourself into your forward fold. So your elbows might be pointing out to the side. Still trying to get the shoulder blades to come back towards the hips, up and back. Breathe, find your edge. Go ahead and feel that stretch as long as we're not having a acute or sharp shooting pain. You can get a deep stretch here. All right, take your inhale to release the big toes, come up halfway, and exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, slowly come back up. Maybe you gaze up. Exhale, neutral spine. Inhale, arms reach to a T, and exhale, step it forward to the top of your mat, Samastiti. Breathe. Inhale, arms lift, gaze lifts. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway, flatten the back. Exhale, step back to the top of your push-up. Still a flat upper back as you lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back into that down dog. All right, breathe here. Root into the hands, energize through the arms, and go ahead and bend your knees as you do that little hop through. Maybe you hop through to a seat. All right, so come to the sits bones, flex the feet. We're just going to take a staff pose here. So go ahead and roll the shoulders back a little bit. You might be on your palms or your fingers. So sitting nice and tall, feet are flexed, heart is a little bit lifted. And on your inhale, let's lift up through the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, reach forward, lengthening the entire spine. Go ahead and grab the big toes if that's available. Inhale, halfway. And as you exhale to snuggle in, we are going to keep the gaze at the big toes. We're going to keep lengthening through the spine and really actively take those shoulders away from the ears. So your belly might be coming towards the thighs. If we had any goals, then we would think of maybe then the heart coming towards the legs, and then the head would be really the last thing to come down. So I'll really try to keep that length, more importantly. Length through the spine. All right, inhale, just come up halfway. And if you're able to, go ahead and grab the outside of the feet. And same thing, really try to keep that length, keep the gaze off of the big toes, just trying to feel a stretch, of course, through the back of the legs as well as the entire back. So it doesn't matter if your knees are bent or if you're grabbing a strap and bringing it around the feet, whatever your version is, that's great. You just want to feel a stretch. All right, inhale, let's come up, reach the arms up. Exhale, the hands behind you. Fingers might face forward, spread the fingers. And inhale, point the toes, lifting up through the hips, lift the heart. Head may or may not drop back. Just getting our little counter pose, our Eastern stretch, the front side of the body, Eastern side. Breathe, keep those hips lifted. Exhale, tuck the chin, and let's lower the sitting bones down. All right, Baddha Konasana, let's bring the soles of the feet together. It doesn't matter how close they are to your body. Go ahead and open up the soles of the feet like you're reading a book, trying to still stay nice and tall. And exhale, start to hinge forward with length. So whatever's available here, you could gently press the elbows into the inner thighs to get a little bit more of a stretch through the groin area. Or you can go ahead and reach the arms out in front of you, bring the fingertips to the mat if you want a little bit more length. But either way, we're not really trying to round the spine in this version today. You might even actively press the knees towards the earth if it is okay for the knees. All right, inhale, bring the hands back up towards you. And exhale, let's do one more counter pose. Bring the hands behind the hips. Broaden through the collarbones. You can let the head drop back. And maybe you press into the outer edges of the feet to lift the hips as well. Just an option. Try to stay nice and strong through the arms while you're here. Broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, tuck the chin, and let's lower the sits bones back down to the mat. All right, here we go, our tortoise pose. So go ahead and bend your knees, bring the feet about mat distance apart, and we're going to bring the hands forward between the feet. Now you can stay right here. This is perfect. Or if it is okay, bring the hands underneath the legs. So your palms will be up. You might, kind of shift to one side or the other, and make sure you are avoiding the elbows. No pressure on the elbows. Okay, and then as you see, just go ahead and press the heels forward, and that will draw you down into your fold. Maybe you are bringing your hands behind the lower back. You might eventually be able to hold your hands, or you can hold a strap. So as you're here, your knees might be a little bit bent. You're just going to start to gradually straighten them. So the legs are above the upper arms, like on the triceps. So we're not making the elbows go the wrong direction. So now let's hang out here. Breathe. Let go of any goals, any demands. Just be. So very slowly, go ahead and bend the knees a little bit more as you release one arm at a time. And gradually, very gradually, we'll bring the hands back up into a seat. And let's just go ahead and bend the knees. Feet can be together. And give yourself a little hug. All right, so breathe here. We know that you may have heard that part of the Yoga Sutra, we become whole by stopping the turnings of the mind, or by stopping how the mind turns. So that's what we're practicing today. All right, go ahead and release the legs and roll onto the roll onto the back. Go ahead and roll those knees side to side, or maybe in some gigantic circles in both directions. Yeah, you can move around the ankles. We just want to basically become aware of the patterns that our mind makes. What are repetitive things that are helpful or maybe not so helpful? We can release those unhelpful ones. All right, so let's bend the knees, place the feet in front of the sit bones. Arms might be behind you for your bridge today. And then inhale, we'll lift the hips. So do stay active through the thighs. You can engage the glutes. Breathe, just getting a little bit of a counter pose, a little heart opener. And exhale, we'll release the spine back down. And you can windshield wiper out the legs if you like. Maybe the feet are about mat distance apart. And then we're just going to hug the right knee in. You can extend out through the left leg. You can just relax it. And exhale, right knee goes to the left. And you can straighten out through the right arm, and maybe your gaze follows over to the right. Just getting a nice final twist. Starting to relax the breath, relax the face, relax through the feet. Inhale, bring that knee back to center. Maybe you'd like to roll it around a little bit. And then extend the right leg out. And we'll inhale, bring in the left knee. Exhale, take it over to the right as you extend out through the left arm. Just getting ready to let go. Inhale, bring that left knee back to center. Again, you might want to roll the leg around in the hip socket a little bit. And here we go into our Shavasana. So just go ahead and relax through the feet, relax through the arms, relax through the face. Allow your heart just to be open and free. And let's take rest. All right, so let's start to bring some awareness back, making some movements, arms, legs. Take your big inhale to stretch from the fingertips to the toe tips. And exhale, hug the knees in. And let's roll on to the right side if that suits you today. A little fetal pose for a moment. Becoming aware of yourself, your present moment. Let's press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Okay, thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The divine joy and light in me honors, reflects, and bows to the same divine joy and light that dwells in you. Namaste. Thanks, guys. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time.